What's up, friends? Blackpink was literally in my area, so I just gotta talk about it. So this last Friday, August 18th, Blackpink was here in Las Vegas. They performed at Allegiant Stadium, and I went to go check them out. So first off, I want to talk about all the things I loved about the experience. First and foremost, it was so cool seeing a group that I've been listening to for a while perform and have like a full 2-hour plus set and just go at it. It was so much fun. I was dancing the whole time, singing along to the parts I knew. I realized I felt bad for a second because I was like, I listen to these guys a lot. Why don't I know more words to their songs? And then I realized, oh, they're in Korean, Kevin. Of course you're not going to know all of the words to their songs. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. That's why I didn't get it, you know? And I loved just Lisa's personality on stage. She is so on top of it. She's just such a force to be reckoned with. She has so much charisma and so much personality. And even from, way far away, because I was not seated that close, I could still feel that presence. Like, she just brought so much energy and charisma to everything she did. And it was so cool to see. She just has a massive smile on her face the whole time. It's so hard to sing and dance and do all those things together. And all four of them did it so well. At one point, someone turned to me and said, do you actually think they're singing those songs? And I'm like, listen, Rosé's mic has been going in and out all evening, because when she had the headset mic in, they were having massive problems with it. And luckily, they didn't have it on for that long, so they could switch to something else. But whenever she started singing, you could tell it was a Rosé part because it would come in and out. And I was like, if they weren't actually singing the songs, then you would not hear Rosé's mic like that. That just wouldn't be part of the experience. So they are actually singing the songs. They're actually dancing to the songs. It's actually them. They're going at it. It was great. It's not one of those they're not really doing it type of situations. They were really doing it, and they were phenomenal at doing it. I also loved how much the stadium and all of Las Vegas committed to the Blackpink vibe, with a bunch of different landmarks here lighting up pink, and the whole inside of the stadium was just lit up pink, and it was so cool. They also played a lot of music videos of Blackpink's before the show actually started, and that was really fun because people were applauding the music videos. They were so excited to see Blackpink that we wanted to listen to music by Blackpink, and I thought, this is so cool. I want this to be the thing that is done at all concerts. If I'm going to see Taylor Swift, before Taylor Swift comes on, I want to hear Taylor Swift music. Before I see Big Bang, I want to hear Big Bang music. Before Twice goes on, I want to hear Twice music. I want to remember it. I want to have it fresh in my head, because when I'm going to the concert, I'm listening to that music. I'm excited for the artist, so let's get it. Let's have a good time, listen to their music. Let's applaud it. Let's be excited, Now, a couple things that I was like, oh, I see the decision they're making, but it's not my favorite. First, I feel like it was Americanized a little bit. I've been to K-pop shows in the past, and they're very much this fan interaction experience where the singers and the performers are talking with the crowd throughout the whole evening. And I felt like that was a little more limited in this case. I feel like Rosé did most of the talking, which makes sense. She's the one who is the most fluent in English. I would say next up would be Lisa, and then Jennie and Jisoo didn't say much. It felt like most of the stuff they were saying were just rehearsed lines that they knew to say. And I would have rather they had a translator there to help Jennie, Jisoo, and Lisa to more easily communicate with everybody. We don't need to be spoken to directly by them in English. I want to hear them interact with us, and I wanted that because that was such a cool part of my other K-pop concert experiences that I wanted it to continue on. So I'm a little sad that it wasn't like that. But it was still really fun. Maybe even have a thing where, When they do a costume change, have like one of the members stay out there, talk to you for a little bit, and then when another member comes out of the costume change, have them talk to you and have the other member go back. Instead, they did like these little dance routines and like this little part where just the band played for a bit, which was fine. Like that was fun, but I would have rather had more interaction with actual Blackpink during those moments than to have kind of a vibe. Also, they had live performers playing drums, bass, synths, guitar, and I just didn't think it was that necessary. I don't feel like they really added anything in particular to the sets. I already really like a lot of the productions of the tracks, and I would have been totally cool with them just having tracks, dancers, and the performers. That's what I expected. I didn't need someone to play drums over Teddy's drum programming. Teddy's one of the best producers in the world. That'd be like if you went to a Skrillex show and they had a live drummer playing drums over Skrillex tracks. I just don't want it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's like the craziest thing in the world, but I would have rather had like a DJ or a producer there, maybe remixing it a little bit over having a live band there like that. It was just irrelevant to me. And if anything, it made it like slightly less good. It was interesting to me. This isn't like a bad or a good thing, but it's just interesting to me, like seeing this from going to other K-pop shows, how many of the dancers and band weren't Asian. Because at the other K-pop shows I've gone to, everyone's Asian. Like everyone involved is Asian. In this one, the whole band was black, and then the dancers were all mixed. Like there were, I don't even know if there are very many Asian dancers. I feel like everyone was like black, Latino, white, and that was really different for me. Like I was just like, oh, that's weird, and it kind of like threw me off. It was still fine. I mean, like it doesn't matter who's playing in your band or who's dancing. In this case, better just not to have a band, but it doesn't really matter who's up there. It's just a big experience and it's a fun time. But it was just interesting to me. I was like, oh, that's kind of like a fascinating thing. Weathered the storm to get there. Not much of a storm, just like a little Vegas drizzle, basically. But still, got through it, went to the concert, enjoyed the heck out of my time there. The production was great. Everything, the whole visual, the way they led up to the different songs, the camera work was really good. I almost would have preferred like a split screen where they have like each of the members on, like they split the two screens into 4 so you could watch each member individually. Just because I'm such a Lisa stan that I would have like just stared at the Lisa screen basically the whole time because she was so entertaining. She just like killed it. But it was cool how they did it. Like everything was really, really good. And honestly, no complaints. I just wish it was more of a Korean experience rather than kind of like this Americanized version of a Korean experience. Like Koreans trying to be more like these, American pop stars, which they just don't need to be. I want the other thing, I go to it because I like the K-pop experience, not because I want the American experience. I'm trying to emulate the K-pop experience, which is funny. Like they're trying to emulate what we're doing, and I'm trying to emulate what they're doing. So that's whatever. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my thoughts. Hope it gave you some perspective on Blackpink shows. Anyway, that's it. Check out my music if you'd like to. It's up here. Catch you on the flip.